Recreation Coordinator Chris Garrett here with RSU5 Community Programs Remote Recreation. Hey, remember the 80s? I do. I grew up in the 80s, and one of the most maddening things that we had back then was the Rubik's Cube. Of course, it's still around today. This one is not from the 80s. This is from the early 2000s, I think. But I remember as a kid, I was never able to solve the Rubik's Cube. Some people would take the stickers off and just make it work. My solution was to take the whole thing apart, but of course that kind of broke my Rubik's Cube and it never worked the right way after that. So I decided one day when I was in my late 20s, I think, and I had nothing else to do, that I would learn how to complete a Rubik's Cube. And then when I went to somebody's house and they had a Rubik's Cube they'd been working on for 20 years, just sitting there on top of the TV, I could grab it and solve it and put it back, and I would be the hero. I think that opportunity has come up maybe twice in the many years since I've learned it, but it's still something I can do, and I'm going to show you how I do that right now. Pretty impressive, right? Well, little secret, that was just a video I played in reverse. But I really can solve the Rubik's Cube. I use algorithms, which is the way that everybody who solves a Rubik's Cube does it. My algorithms, I've been told by some of your own kids, are pretty weak sauce. I've seen kids that can just sit there and they grab one of their speed cubes, one that's not made by Rubik's, that's just made for really spinning really quickly, and they can solve it in literally seconds. And I'm not at that point, but I can, given a little bit of time, use my algorithms to solve a Rubik's Cube. So here's that video. All right, let's do this for real. First, I'm gonna choose a side to start with, and I need to get that side all one color. I don't really have an algorithm for this. I just kind of do this part. It's easy to fix one side, but you don't worry about everything else. So right here, I'm gonna choose the white side. This one is white and green, so I want to get the white and blue one over here because, as you'll see on this cube, green is always opposite blue, white is always opposite yellow, and red is always opposite orange. So I'm going to come over here, find that white and blue one, it's right over here. Alright, I've got that set. Now I'll get a corner, the white and green corner, put that one up there. Shows me this should be the red side, so the white and red one is over here, it's on the wrong side. So just flip that around to the other side. Okay, white and orange should be here. And I got a lot of white corners down here, let's pop them up. The white and red and blue corner is over here. This one is in the wrong orientation, so let me just mess with that here, get it pointed up the right way, and got here, got the white, orange, and green corner. This one again is in the wrong orientation, so I'm just going to pop that up here. Okay, so there's my white side. If you look, all of these, it's important that those are all the same. Line them up. Now I need to finish the second layer down. So here's red and blue. Here's the red and blue one. You would think I wanted to line it up with the red, but in fact I wanted to line it up with the blue. I do this little technique. There's that red and blue corner. There's the green, it's not up there yet. Green and orange is right here. So we do the same thing in reverse. I want to pop this one up. And I messed that up. So let's get this one back. I totally messed that up. Luckily I didn't mess with the one I already had. Try that again. Now, see, when I'm doing it, I get into that rhythm and I kind of spin the cube around. When you're learning, you don't want to just spin it around. You always want to keep it facing the same direction. Let's see, what do we have? The orange and blue is not up there, and because it's there. And the red and green is the one I need over here. So I just need to put anything up there for now. So let's do that. And that brought down the red and green. So I'll get that over there. I'm not going to try and teach you these algorithms. You can look those up, but just get you the idea here. Orange to blue over here. Okay, so now I've got 2 layers done. I need to worry about the bottom. This one is in the right place. This one is in the right place, but it's oriented incorrectly. And these 2 need to be switched. So I need to switch these. I do this little move. So now these are correct. Everything's in the right spot. It's just that 2 of them are oriented incorrectly. Unfortunately, for my algorithms, I need 3 to be wrong. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep this one the same and switch all 3 of these. I may have to do it twice. My goal is to get just this one in the correct orientation. And I did it. So just this one's in the correct orientation. Since everything has 3 positions, I know I'm gonna have to do this move twice now with this one facing toward me. Again. Oops. Just mess that up there. Okay, so now all of my corners are correct, and I have one side correct. What I want is 2 adjacent sides that are correct. If I have one here, I don't have an algorithm for that. So I'm just gonna play with this. Let's see, I'm gonna put this one over there and make that correct. Oops. Just messed that. I did mess that up. Let's see how much damage I did. Not too much. Now I'm still in a bad position, so I'm gonna try my other move here. And somebody I'm sure has a better algorithm for this, but hey, this is the way I learned it. Now, we're in a pretty good position. This side is completely right. This side needs to be over here. So in one move, I'm gonna be able to do this in one set of moves. So I'm gonna take this, slide this one over this side, and it'll be complete. There, spin it around twice, there. Boom, boom, boom. There you go. So, have you been doing a lot of puzzles during quarantine? Take this time, learn something. Maybe you'll get to use it once or twice in your life, but I think just thinking critically about solving a Rubik's Cube, learning those algorithms, memorizing, getting the muscle memory to be able to do those algorithms, and then learning how to apply them, because just because you know them doesn't mean you're going to be able to solve it. You have to learn how to apply things. So it's a really great exercise for your brain and your fingers, not much so the rest of your body, but I'd love you to try to learn a new puzzle. So we'll see you next time on RSU 5 Community Programs Remote Recreation.
Be sure to like and subscribe. A crummy commercial.